I love that question. 2 hours apart. What you just said just now, it's like a really interesting point. And they'll be telling you to get out of men's business in the comments. The relationship between drugs and politics. What does it mean to exist as a human being? So yeah, I think legacy is super important, but it doesn't have to have my name attached to it.
Henry Christian Jones.
And a new series came out called that one, Wealthy or to Prosper.
Hi guys, my name's Fuad. I am a spoken word poet and I love to read. I'm gonna try not to have any spoilers, but don't blame me. These are all very different, starting with Daisy Jones and the Six. This book is about a band in America in I think the 70s or the 80s, literally a rock and roll band. I'll specifically recommend the audiobook as well. If you guys like audiobooks, it's really amazing. Next, completely different. This book, it's called The Power of the Dog by Don Winslow, and it's about drugs, specifically the drug pipeline. It's set in America at the height of the war on drugs, and it's centered around a CIA agent who's stationed in Mexico. And I love this book because it explores how deeply woven drugs and everything related to drugs are into politics and the economy and daily life. This is the book that I've reread the most in my life. The first paragraph alone is gripping. If you want to see if you're gonna like it, just read the first paragraph. It is very graphic. The first line is, the baby is dead in its mother's arms. It's very heavy. Fantasy. So this is very different from the other two. Those are quite based on real life. Sword of Kaigan by Emma Wang. Gender and power and different things, but it's centered around a group of water bending swords people in Japan. Really crazy, but I really love the way the book is set and the world building is amazing. And finally, I have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, I think. This book is also quite fantastical. It's about a girl who wants to live forever and wants to have the freedom to explore the world. So she makes a literal deal with the devil to live forever, but there are some consequences, which I wouldn't say because that's a spoiler. The book that I would say has changed me and changed my life the most, I would say, I'm gonna pick two. So this one, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, it really talks about legacy. One of the side effects of the deal that she makes means that she cannot make a mark on the world, both literally, as in whenever she writes her name, it disappears and no one remembers her. What does it mean to exist as a human being if no one remembers your name? Very egotistical thing to say, but I find it really interesting. And the other one, as I mentioned, is The Power of the Dog by Don Winslow. When you hear about the war on drugs, you don't think about the poppy farmers in Venezuela and Mexico who grow these poppies because it's literally their only source of income and it's the only way they can live. And it's really profitable for them because the people who are selling the drugs pay them lots of money for it. So when America comes and burns all the poppy fields, they're burning their livestock, they're burning their means to feed their families, but then they're drugs. So it poses a really difficult question, is how do we make sure that everyone can be happy and feed themselves in this context? I think it's really, really interesting. And Don Winslow is actually my favorite author. Everything that he's written, I have read. I think the Mandem should read these books because they're all very different. There's something in here for everyone. If you're very political, it's there for you. If you're an artist, Daisy Jones and the Six is amazing. Some of the scenes about being flow state and creating and being enveloped in the work that you're creating is amazing. If you like fantasy and swords and Avatar, the real Avatar, not the blue stuff, these books really depict a whole range of human experience. You can't, sorry, I just realized my glasses was poking out my pocket. If men were to read my suggestions today, what would change? So much knowledge about the world. The Power of the Dog is based in America, Venezuela, Mexico, all of these countries. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is primarily based in France, and I think Austria and a bit of Germany as well. The Sword of Kaigan is based in Japan, and it talks a lot about Japanese architecture, history, and culture. So just purely, if you want to have random facts about the world, they will be there for you. But also as well, as I mentioned earlier, it really, really helped expanding your worldview and seeing things from the different perspective of different people, because there is so much nuance, there's so much little things that change the way someone sees a situation. I think these books will really help whoever reads them. Which book recommendations would I be open to? So I'm a spoken word poet and I write a lot about love. However, I have never gotten through a single romance book. I just can't do it. Open Water, I'm halfway through, I just can't get through it. So I would love to have any recommendations of love or romance novels that are actually gripping and moving.
When it comes to men, the reason why I asked that question is because like men are very big on like legacy. They're very like I'm not a man, but they kind of base their existence or put a lot of pressure on themselves to achieve like big goals or to make a certain amount of money and all that stuff there and whatnot.
Legacy is so important to me, and I feel like a lot of men, both young and old, feel the pressure of having to leave a legacy and having to be someone who leaves an imprint on the world. And this book, The Invisible Life of Ida LaRue, really flips that on its head. This young woman gets freedom, she gets the power and to live forever, but she can leave no legacy. And while I was reading it, it really like got me reflecting about how legacy is important to me and why it's important to me, and helping to kind of like shape how I view that. And for me, I think legacy is ultimately about how many people you can touch before you leave this earth, whether you meet them or get to know them or not. And ironically, she does leave a legacy, even though people don't remember her. That's not a spoiler. She inspires so many artists and musicians and creators across the world. And it made me realize that like legacy isn't necessarily about people being able to say like, oh, Fuad changed my life in this way. It's more about the fact that was their life changed. So yeah, I think legacy is super important, but it doesn't have to have my name attached to it. And reading has been so important to me to shape the way I view the world. I was reading Enid Blyton in Lagos in like 2007. Like I didn't know anything about England back then. And specifically these books as well, like really expanded my worldview and helped me to be able to like peek into the minds and the hearts of different types of human beings, to understand what different people care about. And I think that is so important as a person, as a human being, to empathize with other people. Okay, that's me. I've been Fuad. You've been watching What's the Mandem Reading, and you can find me on everything at Mr. Bussoir. That's at MRBUSOIR. Connect with me. That's a wrap.